Good morning, this is Pastor Brian. Thank you for joining me today as we read a chapter a day from the book of 1 John. Today, the last chapter, chapter 5. I'll be reading from the Common English Bible. Everyone who believes that Jesus is the Christ has been born from God. Whoever loves someone who is a parent loves the child born to the parent. This is how we know that we love the children of God, when we love God and keep God's commandments. This is the love of God. We keep God's commandments. God's commandments are not difficult because everyone who is born from God defeats the world. And this is the victory that has defeated the world. Our faith. Who defeats the world? Isn't it the one who believes that Jesus is God's Son? This is the one who came by water and blood, Jesus Christ. Not by water only, but by water and blood. And the Spirit is the one who testifies, because the Spirit is the truth. The three are testifying, the Spirit, the water, and the blood. And the three are united in agreement. If we receive human testimony, God's testimony is greater. Because this is what God testified. He has testified about His Son. The one who believes in God's Son has the testimony within. The one who doesn't believe God has made God a liar, because that one has not believed the testimony that God gave about His Son. And this is the testimony. God gave eternal life to us, and this life is in His Son. The one who has the Son has life. The one who doesn't have God's Son doesn't have life. I write these things to you who believe in the name of God's Son, so that you can know that you have eternal life. This is the confidence that we have in our relationship with God. If we ask for anything in agreement with this will, He listens to us. If we know that He listens to whatever we ask, we know that we have received what we asked from Him. If anyone sees a brother or sister committing a sin that does not result in death, they should pray, and God will give life to them. That is, to those who commit sins that don't result in death. There is a sin that results in death. I'm not saying that you should pray about that. Every unrighteous action is sin. But there is a sin that does not result in death. We know that everyone born from God does not sin, but the ones born from God guard themselves, and the evil one cannot touch them. We know we are from God, and the whole world lies in the power of the evil one. We know that God's Son has come and has given us understanding, to know the one who is true. We are in the one who is true by being in His Son, Jesus Christ. This is the true God and eternal life. Little children, guard yourselves from idols. It's the end of chapter 5 and the end of 1 John. So what did you like? What didn't you like? How did you like the book as a whole, not just this chapter? And how do you think it has affected you? How has it changed you? How has it helped you grow? One of the things that really stuck out to me was this idea of being confident in prayer and not being afraid to ask what we think is important, that we have confidence in our relationship with God. One of the other things that stuck out to me was this idea that we have eternal life, and that the life was given to us through His Son. And I know that's something that probably any Christian could say, oh yes, but to be reminded of that and to really share that with these Christians, and maybe some of them are new believers, but this idea that the one who lives in the Son, who has the Son, who has that confidence, that love that the author talks about throughout the chapters, is the one who has life and has life eternal. And so I think it's just an important reminder to hold on to as we look at our faith and as we remember those things that are most important to us. And that is the true God and eternal life, as it says in the end of verse 20, that we should hold on to that understanding of truth and know that above everything else in this life, all of the idols that it talks about in the very last verse, all of these antichrists, these false prophets, these people trying to draw us away, whatever it is that you're going through, that following Jesus, listening and discerning the Spirit, and trusting in that loving relationship from God our Father are the things that we need to focus on in this life, and that when we do those things, hopefully we avoid the sins of the world, and that we can grow deeper in our relationship with God. Thank you so much for joining me for 1 John. We'll jump right into the next one of 2 John. There's 3 of them, and I want to thank you for joining me. I hope you are well. I pray that you are staying safe in all that you are doing, and that may God bless you each and every day of your life. Take care.